Well, Championship Sunday is here, and if you want to win a championship here in Dallas, you are going to have to work harder than you've ever worked before. And the indication of that is the first game we have on our main stage here, an elimination match between the two finalists from Arlington, Optic Gaming and Shopify Rebellion. One of them will be going home when this series is done.
And as we've said so many times this season, it is the two teams we expected. However, it is not the time that we expected them in the bracket. That seems to be a theme for this year already. It has certainly been a theme at DreamHack Dallas. And as you say, only one of these two teams will advance from this. Wild to see the other one not placing inside the top 3.
Yeah, I mean, think about that, right? Not inside the top 3, top 4 for whoever loses this series. That is, I mean, cause for concern to say the least, but also, I think just unpredictable. Nobody would have said top 4 for the two teams who made that grand final, who went right to that final game in the bracket reset. One of them will be falling right now. Now, let's talk about Optic Gaming to start this one off. It's been a bumpy road for them, but it's the elimination bracket run once again that they're going to have to go through. The gauntlet that they overcame back in Arlington to become a champion. Can they do it again here, though? Or is it too much of an ask this time around?
That really is the question. You just saw the game type breakdown in the pre-show. Unsurprisingly, it will come down to Slayers, but we're perfectly set up in Oddball Streets, as you saw, matching records in 2025 for these two teams. It feels awfully fitting that your game number 1 would be in Oddball Streets, and whichever team takes that game will take better of the records and the better lead in the series. We're taking a quick look once again while we wait for this match to get started. As we said, 3-1 for both teams in that Streets Oddball.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's a split record, right? Both have exactly the same records in this first game type, and that really does indicate, you know, who's going to be playing the better Halo at the start of this series, knowing that there's nothing between the two. When you get a little bit further in, you can see Livefire, and we've talked about the Slayers, how they heavily have favored Optic historically, with Livefire Slayer, they having a 3-0 record, and the same on Aquarius Slayer. But if you get to the middle of the series, you get to the back end of the series, I think Optic will worry if Shopify are in that game 4 because they're recharged strongholds, and the way that the strongholds went yesterday on Livefire, you would feel that they would have concern about how good Shopify have looked on that game type.
Agree, and also what an interesting story of the Slayers. As we said, Shopify won both Slayers in their first meeting in this tournament. However, when we look at the Slayers here, not only has Optic historically won the Slayers in the later half of the tournament, as they did in Arlington, by the way, undefeated as a reminder in Slayers in Grand Finals 1 and 2, 4-0, with huge margins. Even more interestingly, look at the records on Livefire Slayer and Aqua Slayer. So even though Shopify has been putting in the work and the time in the Slayers, and it showed so far, this is proving that these will not be an easy game 2 and 5 map specific for them.
One thing I do enjoy as well is the fact that we have Oddball as our first game type as well. That means we're going to be able to work our way into this series. It's going to be a slightly elongated game type and time for these players to play to make sure that they are ready for the rest of this series. But, you know, it's not really time to warm up in this kind of series. You have to be on top of your game. Every single player was in the venue early. Everybody was warming up. Everybody looked like they knew how much pressure and how important this series would be for both teams. So don't expect for any shots to be missed as soon as we get into this game number 1.
Like you said, no time for warm-up. Let's also remind everyone, these teams are not used to playing this early on a championship Sunday, right? They're used to seeing each other in a winner's final, or at least being part of that winner's final, and having a little bit more of a lie-in on the Sunday morning. You have a chance maybe to get in, get some warm-up games going, and you'll play later in the day. Instead, they had to be in this venue early. Around 8:30 a.m., they roll in here, getting ready to play, and like we said, it's a very different start from them, and I think they both know what's on the line here to have to face each other this early, and they knew they would face each other, but probably not this way.
Well, one of the difference makers I feel like in that grand final that we saw back in Arlington between these two teams is when you looked at the Optic roster, each player at some point in the series took their turn to do something special. One player who was a little bit quiet, especially in that grand final, was on the Shopify side, and that was Frosty. Didn't have those big numbers, didn't have those big performances that usually bring so much success to the side of Shopify Rebellion.
Take a look at some oddball stats. Whole season so far on display. Shopify 7-4, and Lottie called it perfectly on the desk. Optic Gaming 13-1 so far, ranking first in the league with an 11-game win streak.
That's insane.
Unbelievable, and what a start. If you're a fan of the green wall, you're pretty happy to see this, as you alluded to, Mark, in game number 1.
Well, it looks like we're almost ready to go here. The first series of the day, Championship Sunday, has arrived here at DreamHack. And we get to see the two teams who we expected to see on Sunday, but a little bit earlier than both teams would have wanted. We're starting off with some oddball here. We're heading to the streets.
Going to be absolutely guns blazing here. Just expect the speed of this to be very, very fast and just clinical from both sides. And it's good. I mean, I agree also. Those are wild stats. The Objective Kings, to be honest, you wouldn't really think of Last Shot and Formal as objective players first and foremost. However, they're doing the objective numbers and they're doing it all here at Dallas so far.
Yeah, I think you just can't afford to not be doing it. If it's yours to be done, it's your job to do it. And both players recognizing that to win these games, you got to hold that oddball. It doesn't really matter what else happens on the map. As long as you're the team who can control the objective most, you're going to come out on top of this game. And what a setup this will be for our first series of the day. Shopify versus Optic, one of them will be going home.
Yeah, one of them will be devastated here, without a doubt. A match that needs no introduction, but to exit here would be heartbreak for both of these teams. There is so much on the line in your elimination semifinal. This is a rematch of your Arlington Grand Finals.
Barely any kills gone down as yet, but Optic Gaming have managed to just steal the oddball away. Formal stays alive. Formal comes out of that situation with no shields, but also a double kill, and that's going to be 3 dead for Shopify Rebellion. Optic already have that ball in their hands, and as you can see from the POV of Legend as well, they got the first power-up as well.
Should be a rotate. They're slow rotating, though. They're going to force him into commando first, and then they're going to look for these picks.
Couple of shots onto both coming in from Legend. Renegade turns around to try and not only hold that oddball, but hold off the push that's going to be coming in from Shopify Rebellion. Bound to find one elsewhere.
Enemy has the ball.
I like this from Optic.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
They're trying to bait him in. They're trying to use the fact that Legend has that camo
Enemy has the ball.
to pick up some free kills by using that objective as a little bit of bait.
I like that. Indeed, they did not rotate out because they might have gotten clipped off going to pink. Instead, they just bait there, as you said, using the camo to hold the ball. It puts 28 points on the board, and they get the front seat play ball. Really nicely played by Optic Gaming.
That's why that 11 win streak is so prevalent for them. Just the way that they are maneuvering and manipulating that oddball to make sure they can get the most time out of every single situation. Cycle on your screen right now. 2-on-1 off the break. Had some good moments yesterday. I think he kind of quietly went about his work yesterday. 3 dead here for Optic Gaming. And a chance for Shopify to get their first setup and that oddball in their hands.
Formal only player alive for a moment on B-Rails. Let's see where the spawns come in. Formal almost gets the pick on Cycle, by the way. That would have been a huge first pick. Instead, everyone's spawning B and music. Here comes the push.
All the shots coming in from Cycle. He knows there's pressure coming in from Renegade as well. Turns around, helps out Frosty. And that pick coming in at just the right time, because not only do they have the oddball in their hands, the camo is also available. Legend evens the numbers up though, so it's a 3v3 right now as Formal finds another for that camo that's just spawned bottom middle.
Very interesting there. The ball gets pulled and they hold it on Bulldog instead of bringing it to tower, despite the kill coming in at tower. And now camo bottom middle. 2 dead for Shopify. Might be an Optic camo here. It already is. Formal with a big opportunity to put more points on the board. 3 dead. World 2 last player alive, B-Rails.
Taking damage as well. Formal with that camo might be able to get this kill, but at least backs him down. Saw the spawns coming in there on the street side as well. So Optic have got a lot of information here. They've got their second power-up. That's 100% success rate on the power-up so far for them. And with 43 seconds and rising still with the oddball in their hands as well.
Oh, look at this. Formal big opportunity to get these picks.
Camo disappears, but the timing is good enough for him to get 1. It's 2 dead, 3 dead, maybe even 4. Royal 2 trying to at least even some numbers and keep himself alive, but Bounce should be there to clean this one up. Optic still with that ball in their hands.
Most importantly, guess what? Yeah, Renegade just gets out of dodge, goes right back into Tram. Perfectly managed here by Optic Gaming.
Great survivability for Royal 2 though. Not only gets the kill, survives long enough for his teammates to respawn, and now they can progress up the map and try and force this ball out of the hands of Optic Gaming, but it's been such a surgical and precise start in this oddball game from Optic.
Great play from Renegade, also sitting commander. He does play the ball trash, by the way. You'll see on your screen, so that keeps things dicey. 2v2 on the map.
Royal 2 with some great shots initially, gets cleaned up though. The oddball in a precarious position for Shopify to try and bring back towards themselves. Renegade making sure that that's not going to be an easy task for them. Last shot with some nice shots onto Legend, gets that kill. Renegade now has 3 players from Shopify Rebellion, all stacked up in and around that oddball, and looks like they're trying to rotate away here.
Big pick from Frosty, however, immediately traded out. As you said, that ball is being rotated out by Shopify. However, here comes Renegade and the Optic pressure.
Last shot knew there was something up! And the Spidey senses were tingling for all the right reasons there. He turns around, gets that kill, and he's still alive, outputting damage. Cycle not only with the oddball in his control as well, but it looks like he's managed to find that Stalker rifle, which can output so much damage here on streets.
Amazing peeking and shield management there from Last Shot. Red gun coming in from Cycle. Does Formal hit the stick? He does! He had a very small time window to hit that stick, and it's a big one. Where does the camo go here? It goes to Legend. Look at this. and what felt like it was going to be a Shopify convincing hold instead is now an Optic advantage.
3 out of 3.
Ball dropped.
Lunchbox earning his money right now for Optic Gaming. Putting them in great positions to pick up those camos every single time so far.
Enemy has the ball.
Ball gets another stick, and you can see the bounce just moving this oddball towards Legend, who still has that camo. Using it as bait once again. It's 71-20, by the way. This has been a dominating round so far from Optic Gaming.
Legend's going to look for kills here. 2v2 on the map, needs to make sure he's just prioritizing maybe a rotate of the ball. Yes, he will go trash and try to make the angle. He cuts it down beautifully. Those nades are going to be impossible to hit from bottom mid angles. He will continue holding.
I mean, Legend's ability to
Dropped.
just calculate timing with those and execute them perfectly is so good. Just managed to, like you say, cut that corner, knew he had enough shields to get to that jump, knew where the LOSs were going to come in, and even though he made the play successfully, Optic did fall as they find themselves now 3 dead. This is an opportunity for the first time for Shopify to have all of Optic spawning at once, and the oddball in their hands as well.
Yeah, it was 4 dead, as you say. They even got the 5th, the 6th, and maybe 7th kills as well, so still 2 dead for Optic Gaming in this 2v2. Shopify continuing to score.
Enemy has the ball.
2 players inside a tram. Shopify just going to have to avoid giving Optic an opportunity to get a kill and pick that oddball up, because it's getting to the point now where one more hold for Optic, and this could be round 1 going to the green wall. Royal 2 will get the first pick though onto bound. Second one comes in as well from Royal 2. That's a nice little double kill from him, make it 3 dead. Oh, it's 4 dead for Optic Gaming, and Last Shot said it's now time for me to move in and pick up that oddball very comfortably.
Great patience once again from Shopify, and not the first time that we've seen it. However, the 2v1 from Bound and Legend on the pink push is going to be a big part of this. Also, very nice wins here now with 2 dead for Shopify. It looked like, ooh, this is big from Cycle.
He's got to play this one perfectly though. Doesn't get the back smack, but does come out of that fight. Still with some shields to work with. He contributes to the second kill as well. And look at the repulse of the oddball towards Cycle as well. Cycle has influenced 4 different kills on the map at the moment, and Shopify, by picking up this camo and playing off the damage from Cycle, have that oddball back in their control.
And on for 4 dead with 60 seconds left. Let's see if Shopify can do. Let's get into a listening here with Shopify Rebellion.
Tires and B-Balk now. Nice, B-Balk and tires, B-Balk and tires.
I heard you tires.
Play now. Tires, that's tires. Where's that pause? Still playing smart. Quick. One in.
I've reloaded.
One in, play.
Yeah, I guess one in. Plenty of time, guys. Plenty of time.
Bottom C, one in. Drop it weak. And one's B-step.
Yo, listen, ball's gonna reset.
No, I think they... Tires. B-Balk, go.
We need kills.
One was it. Yo, drive way now. Drive way now.
Dude's going heaven. Or is it back PD? Still back, just hiding in PD, not moving. He's just hiding. 2 Ds, 1. 2 Ds.
Yo, we never see. I hear you. No, hold on. There's a guy C.
I mean, Cycle's doing it all at the moment. There's so much pressure on him to make the right decisions, and he consistently made those right decisions. Royal 2 is trying to keep his eyes on that oddball. Last Shot with the ball in his hands, but there's barely any time. They can't drop this oddball here, Shopify. They need to keep it in their hands.
3v3 on the map here. That's a big kill on Legend from Royal 2. They can't drop the ball here.
And force 2, Optic will cut them down, and Optic will get that first round on the board. That lead just established early was too much for Shopify to try and cut down. A couple of moments in that endgame where it felt like Shopify had an element of control, but just weren't able to get that oddball into a safe position.
Yeah, Optic keep things really...
on their side.
Yeah, Optic keep things really complicated without a doubt in the endgame. By the way, Legend staying alive as long as he did was a huge factor in them taking that round. So even though it wasn't the most elegant in the end, it's overall great game management from Optic Gaming. They will take the first round.
Shopify get the Stalker Rifle off the rip here. Camo coming up in just a few seconds' time, which is where everyone's attention is going to turn to. Remember, Optic got the first 3 camos in that first round, and it was the last one that Cycle got that really gave Shopify Rebellion their way back into that round. Weren't able to close out, but Frosty doing so much damage with his Stalker Rifle at the moment. He's going to find an easy kill here onto Renegade as well. Last Shot with that first camo, and Shopify with a chance to grab that ball.
2 dead here, though. They need to play this a little bit slow. Presence here on pink as well. Oh my goodness, takes to the skies there. Last Shot just going to try to stay alive with his camo, see how he can play it.
The thing I love about the way that Last Shot's playing this, right? A couple of shots come in. It would have been called out that he's top of tramp. Changed his position immediately, even though he'd done damage, to mean that where Optic look, he is no longer there. A nice double kill from him, and Shopify have that ball back in towards tramp.
Was 3 dead as well, and maybe we'll start to see, and you could argue that in that first round, we really didn't see anything too convincing out of Shopify until the very late game when it was too late. Maybe an opportunity for them to get a foothold in this game for the first time.
Larshot gonna be careful and avoid these 2 grenades coming in from Renegade. Does so, and Renegade, great job actually just to survive in that situation. Having initially lost all of his shields, but now the push coming in from Optic. It's a beautiful stick though. And maybe even a double, but has to change to the Commando. It will get cleaned up, but it's a 2v2. Frosty's still alive with his Stalker.
Really nicely done. That's even a pre-nade, you know, and just pre-nading that and perfectly catching Formal around the corner. The timing was remarkable.
Enemy has the ball.
It's a thin
Dropped.
lead here for Shopify Rebellion, but it is a lead. Frosty seeing the opportunity to grab a few more extra seconds here. Couple of trades coming in. Royalty will create some space now. Shopify have a chance to grab that ball, but they forgot about that camo.
Big trade.
But Cycle won't even trade. He gets the kill onto Renegade. Camo is out of commission.
Beautiful indeed, as you say, not even a trade. Huge play from Cycle and the rest of Shopify to have the cover as well. Trying to get really annoying with Bound on the pillars, and Cycle's won many battles like that before. Bound, however, is wise to it. 30 seconds on the board now for Shopify.
A bit of a slow start here for Bound. He's 14 and 21. A lot of deaths stacking up for him. Usually the front guy for Optic Gaming who's going to try and create space for you, but at the moment Shopify in this round in particular just shutting down Optic from getting those first picks. It's still a lead here and a pretty good one as Cycle picks up yet another double kill in our kill feed. He's now sat at 19 and 11. Royal 2 decides it's time to do some objective, which usually is an indication that he knows how important a series is.
Absolutely indeed. By the way, on the other side, as you said, Royal 2 on your screen right now, he's 22 and 15, making 23 kills to his name, by far leading this game, and a huge factor, of course, in their current 40-point lead.
Players from Optic trapped in PD. Shots coming in from Cycle again onto Formal. No player will go down, and Formal read it like a book there as he went towards Tires, hits that headshot to make it a 3v3.
Formal trying to play this slow last shot, checks the corner. So this is going to be an interesting one. Maybe a trade, yes indeed. As 2 of the best players go up against one another. 2 dead both sides here. Actually, Legend, last player alive for Optic Gaming at the moment.
Both players hitting their shots as well. Camo coming up, that's why Legend can't afford to challenge any of these kills at the moment. Needs to stay alive, get Optic back on the map so that they can efficiently challenge for that power up that's coming up. Great shot, incredible shot! And what a strafe that is coming in from Legend as well. It's difficult enough to outshoot him, but when he's moving like that, it's almost impossible. 4 dead for Shopify.
The timing was amazing there, and how about that? We just saw an entire POV, by the way. Huge shout out to the observing team. We're watching all of Legend as last player alive in Tires, and he does that entire sequence, getting the right damage in the right places, and just like that, Optic Gaming is scoring, and they are on the board.
Formal backs himself to hit the shots. He knows the Legend is alongside him. He will be taken down to the camo that was picked up. Won't have an influence too much, but the time's starting to stack up here on the side of Optic, making a comeback in this round.
Enemy has the ball.
Bound trying to buy some time. He knows that player's the last one alive.
Enemy has the ball.
And he's relying on his teammates to get that kill, which they finally do. So Optic closing in on this early initial time that Shopify Rebellion got on the board.
Great patience there. Look at Renegade just holding down, knowing Cycle was the last player there on C stairs, and they're able to continue holding.
Larshot's going to get the first pick, though. It's going to be close, but there will be a lead change that goes down in just a few seconds' time. In fact, it's not going to happen because we're going to have a tie game. It's 40 points apiece between the 2 teams. Oppo will be grabbed here by Shopify Rebellion. It's a 2v2. Frosty just about manages to get around the corner. And we'll add a few extra points that could be all the difference when we get to the end of this round.
Shopify back into a lead here, but however, 2 dead, and Optic Gaming now applying the pressure on the rotate. Let's get to a listen in now with the Optic side.
That
stuck me.
That was
Frosty's up.
Yo, Stalker's coming in 2 seconds. Stalker's coming in 2 seconds.
One try, real deal. Front seat, Frosty, B steps right now. Fight the B steps, guy.
Yeah, he's B-steps. Stalker's up down.
He went trash. Commando drop. I'll kill. Nice.
Watch out, middle. Camel's coming, 5 seconds.
Absolute red bar commando.
Hey, can we kill C? Spawns are weird, guys. Yo, we need to kill C. Guys.
That's fine.
That's right here.
We're trying to push him. Camo is up.
Watch out for an absolute. Camo sit down. One shot on camo, absolute.
Bottom C weak, guys. Bottom C on me. Bottom C kill me.
Get ready to flip.
Fight behind you.
Commander.
I'll show
you. Watch B. B, watch out.
Watch out B stairs. Watch out B stairs.
Nice, we got one.
B stairs.
30 stairs, you guys.
Yo, both weak. One's on ball weak. One's B stairs with camo. B stairs with camo.
45 seconds, guys.
Ball drop.
Renegade kills the camo as we come out of the listening, so no camo really going to infect
Enemy has the ball.
the Optic push here. As Legend has that oddball still in his hands, and with that time, Optic are starting to move towards another round on the board here, and that would be the first game of the series.
Look how important it was for Legend to keep players weak so that Formal could keep players weak so that the next part of the push pays off for them. Optic at 76 points on the board.
Shopify needs to step up here, need to find some kills. They've got two, but Renegade,
Wow.
with that beautiful bank grenade, will put Frosty into the respawn screen for a few extra seconds. Ball is still in the hands of Last Shot here, but he'll be taken down, as will 3 members of Shopify Rebellion. Frosty is the only player close to this oddball.
As a reminder, same record for these two teams here. However, Optic Gaming is looking to do it in just 2 rounds, 30 seconds on the clock.
Renegade still has that ball in his hands. This might be one of the last pushes for Shopify Rebellion. 30 seconds left on the game clock as well. Frosty gets the first. Last Shot finds another, and it looks like Shopify have broken the Optic setup. 4 alive on the map here. Oddball in their hands as well, and Optic are falling, and they are falling in staggers as well.
Staggered indeed, still 2 dead. It was 4 dead essentially. However, look at the scoreboard. It's just a 10-point game.
Oh, it's a big win from Renegade though. The 1v1 from him may create an opening and a pathway towards that oddball. Shopify still closing in. Legend on the flank though, gets that ball out of the hands of Shopify Rebellion, but that Stalker rifle and the combination of cycle off the respawn keeps this game close. 3 dead for Optic.
3 dead for Optic. That's a free camo now for round 2. He's going to pop camo. Look at the scoreboard. They need 1 or 2 more picks. However, they will start to hold here momentarily.
They have to hold, but Last Shot went down. Last Shot went down, and they're not going to be able to get near this oddball. Time elapses. Optic win it. Got through that should have been accounted for on the Optic side.
I got theories. Slayer Livefire coming up next. I'm wondering if they just rushed the C stairs move too fast, and they had, I think you had, the last player alive for Optic had eyes C stairs, and I think first spawner was able to get an angle C stairs, and that's why you see Last Shot dead top tram essentially alone, and then the next 2 players from Optic are able to fly in. But I mean, like you said, every piece of the puzzle for the comeback was there. When you see Formal die Laundry as the 3rd, and it's a free camo, it felt like Shopify would at least hold to tie the game. But Optic Gaming shuts it down. Let's take a look at some Slayer stats between Last Shot and Renegade.
Renegade, the MVP from Arlington. MVP for performances when it comes to Slayers here in Dallas as well. A 1.64
That's
first
crazy.
in the KDs, and also the kills per minute is terrifying.
We asked the question, would Renegade have to do it again for Optic to advance in the bracket? And Renegade probably doesn't care about the context. He simply is showing up and saying, I'm going to do it again. And he's doing it here throughout the entirety of the event. To be a 1-6-4 in Slayer is wild. We're underway in game number 2. Optic Gaming currently leading 1-0.
Shopify looking to answer back and tie this series up. 3 players from Optic actually flying out towards the camo side, and they're going to get the first pick as well. Frosty tries to get away, not going to be able to. 2 dead at either side. Shopify now 3 dead. It might be 4. Cycle has the QT, and he's desperately trying to stop Formal from getting this snipe, but he cannot do so.
And camo, ooh, never mind. Formal's going to have to just retreat to cuts, and maybe someone else will go for the camo push. Renegade gets naded as well, so they just...
You go for it.
Yeah, actually, you go ahead.
Well, it's going to be a really aggressive push off the respawn coming in from Shopify Rebellion, though. They knew that they had to challenge that camo, and they do so successfully. 5-5. Make that 6-5 will be the score, and Last Shot has managed to recycle this sniper rifle, so we know how powerful this is in the hands of any player in this series. But there's only one of these weapons on the map here, and Shopify have it in their hands.
And it really is the little things, isn't it? When you feel like Optic's about to have the guaranteed camo, keeping Formal weak, then keeping Renegade weak, then forcing the burn. When we talk about these 2 teams, it is such a small margin between them in every single game type, and especially Slayers, that just getting a little bit of extra damage before a power-up pops can be the difference maker, and things slow down to a crawl 6-6 here.
2 one-shots top middle. Renegade taken down. Legend will fall as well, and Last Shot now looking for the remaining members of Optic Gaming. He's got a nice flank on the cuts here. Finds Formal, bound down as well. Another one for Last Shot, double kill for him. Optic, 3 of them in the grave.
Picking and ripping spawners as well, as you said, 3 dead, now 11-7, and Last Shot putting the sniper rifle to use. Let's not forget, it was just 6-6. That is a 6-1 run from Shopify during the last 30 seconds.
Let's remember how well they were cycling them on strongholds. Optic couldn't get on the map, and when they got split spawns, Optic really struggled in that stronghold yesterday. to find a way into the game, onto the map, and it looks like Shopify are trying to repeat exactly that.
Oh man, gonna try to stay alive here as well. Love the repulse there. The repulse there was simply to push Renegade out into dummies. He knew he was not gonna get the kill, but that would buy his team the angles from scoreboard that will maintain the 7-kill lead.
Cycle, the cycles, no pun intended, that sniper rifle as well, but the ammo is going to be used up, so that sniper rifle will be taken out of commission. It's 7 kills, make that 6 as Formal picks up 1 onto Royal 2. The advantage here for Shopify Rebellion. There was a whirlwind 60 seconds from them.
Really was. Look at the camo here. This is a big camo if they can grab. Legend will get away with it, as well as half shields now. That brings the game within 5. Look at the kill distribution, by the way, on Shopify. So even. Everyone here at 4, 5, or 6 kills.
Legend, most importantly for Optic fans, gets away in that situation. So many times you'll see someone get tickled by a grenade that just falls at their feet. And that camo becomes something that doesn't impact the game. And the sniper rifle now coming up as well. Cycle's trying to be aggressive, trying to create space. They know they have numbers here, Shopify Rebellion. They want to push forward. They know that they can grab that weapon, and even with the camo still in their hands, they can't stop Royal 2 with this snipe.
Legend also gets taken down with the camo. It's absolutely huge. 24-16. Let's hear the comms from Shopify Rebellion.
Hello tires, hello tires.
I see him. One shot. 3 guns. Cars.
I have a sniper, bro.
Alright, we're on for dead, we're on for dead, chill. Yo, top mid and A-Pot.
A-Pot, yes, snipe. Sniping A-Pot, going screen.
And one tower and tires. Tower and tires. Towers and tires.
Hit it, guys.
Yeah, hit it. A-Pot on the box.
We can it. Get it.
Too much.
Nice.
Brad, they're gonna push you. Just hide. I'm not kidding. They're going back B, Brad. There's nothing front on you. 2 back B on Brad. There's gonna be 2 back B on Brad.
One shot back B, 2B.
You can drop.
Grinder kills.
Snipes out.
I'll be A-Pot.
Yeah, A-Pot.
Yo, A-Pot still. Yo, I have death game. Guys, they're going A-Pot now. From white wall, 1 in A. Can you fight it? Yo, back A, back A,
Brad.
I'm looking. One shot. Got him.
Back B.
Top mid vent. Yo, go for quantum.
Trains it.
Nice, guys.
Above man.
Nice, good shit. They're gonna be tower.
Yo, I'm pushing cuts. Yo, keep fighting. I'm going cuts.
Tars feet.
Camo 30.
This one screens behind you guys.
He went over door, guys. They went over door.
Yo, we have all towers.
Yeah.
Deal, Matt. They're on you. Cuts, get elbow.
Watch elbow, guys. Watch elbow.
Alright, listen, camo 15. Camo 15.
2B on me. I'm gonna come looking up on mid to dummy. 2B, dummy door.
Camo, guys. Camo 10.
Gonna play for me in A.
Yo, concrete weak, guys. And back B, there's 2B.
Yo, camo 5.
Can you come back? This one here.
Yeah.
They're collapsing on A. 3 of them in A.
Absolutely.
Yo, camo.
Nice. Heat order camo.
He's on camo. 2 camo now.
Absolutely.
Go Keter, watch out.
Tires.
Camo 1 shot.
Two tires.
Well, what was a whirlwind of a start from Shopify Rebellion? Well, Optic have responded, and they're now up by 3. It's Renegade with the camo as well.
Unbelievable response. It was 17-10 in favor of Shopify, but as we know, these Slayers have not only been back and forth. By the way, Renegade gets absolutely eagle-eyed from Big Door and gets taken down. So that is a huge camo neutralization and a burn to keep the game within 3.
A lot of this comeback was initiated by a triple kill that came in from Bound, cleaning up a lot of damage to put all of Shopify on the respawn together. And we saw it from the POV of Shopify. When they went for dead, they were all spawning back in green. They did a pretty good job to actually fight out of it. But Optic have just been able to keep picking away, and now they have a 5-kill advantage.
Unbelievable. And as we said, despite the fact that Shopify won both Slayers in their first meeting of the tournament, Optic coming in with a stronger record on these 2 specific Slayers, and it has shown so far they maintain the 4-kill lead.
Can Cycle get away here with this sniper rifle? He's got the repulse. He manages to just about survive. And Optic are 2 dead, so Cycle can take the time to get his shields back. And this is your way back into the game. 3 bullets.
Oh boy.
1 of them certainly put to use by Cycle. A second player weak at the back of green is going to be Legend. Bound challenging as well. And it's now a 1-kill game with still 2 bullets left in this snipe.
How about Cycle having repulse there and being able to go back up to top mid to stay alive and make all of this possible? It's beautiful. He's 12-7 in the game right now, and it looks like he's not done yet. As you say, just a 1-kill game.
And he can take some liberties here as well because he's got that QT. He can overextend. He can try and find creative angles. Because if he hits a shot, it opens the door here for Shopify Rebellion. He finds the body shot. Can the damage be converted into kills, though?
Let's see. They don't exactly have the positioning to collapse just yet, as you can tell. They're going to come back
Minutes
and play
remain.
this a little bit slow. Look at camo here. Coming up in a little bit. Still a little bit forward here. 20 seconds, but you're going to see a few kills fall around it.
Tie game. Cycle with a kneecap shot with that last bullet, the sniper rifle. Camo coming up right now as well. 2 dead on the side of Optic Gaming, and we are seeing Shopify in a lead in the late game.
It's always this way on the home stretch. At the 40 mark, it feels like it's always neck and neck. 42 to 42. 8 kills left.
Last shot gets Camo. Bound finds a kill though. And Optic find a lead.
Huge!
And Legend get huge kills to put Optic into a lead, even though Shopify had worked so hard to get that Camo. Formal finds another. Renegade adds to it. It's 46 to 42.
The confidence in the teamwork there to storm the camo. They shut it down. 47 on the board, just 3 to go.
Legend finds another as well with that spike grenade. A player from Shopify trapped at the back of green. He gets the kill, but Bound will get that one traded out. It's 1 to go here for Optic.
Unbelievable. And now at 49 to 43, really, it's just a matter of time. Optic gonna take their time, wrap around the map, and look for a team shot.
Big ballsy play from Optic to make the push. In that 4v4 scenario, they win the fight, they get the lead, and now they're 1 kill away from calling themselves 2 up in this series. They close the game out, and Optic with the comeback. 3-0 Shopify Rebellion, which would be a statement.
What a statement it would be. And the potential, we haven't talked about it yet because it's really all eyes on this series. But now that Optic is 2-0, Optic has a chance to really kind of glaze over the entire insanity of the weekend. If they take this series and if they continue on, they will be the story of the weekend. It will not be about the shakeups, the mix-ups, the upsets. It will be the Optic story if they close it out here. However, Shopify, not a team to go down without a fight.
Yeah, they need to show a little bit of heart here, Shopify Rebellion. I'm looking at the likes of Royal 2 and Frosty just to pick up, the 2 youngsters on the team and make them believe that the comeback is possible. Certainly some reverse sweeps have been pulled out in Frosty and Royal 2's time, and they're going to have to find step 1 by winning this game if they want to even consider that being an opportunity for them to take. Here we go then, map number 3 is live. Optic find themselves 1 game away from eliminating Shopify Rebellion.
And so what a story it's been so far for these 2 teams. Neither of them, as we said, wanting to be in this position. However, it is the hand that they have been dealt. Optic 1 game away from closing it out, and what a start from them. It's already 3 dead off the opening.
3 dead, Frosty last alive. They're trying to hunt him down right now. You can see the Bound was thinking about a little bit of hill time. He gets the lead. Most importantly also, diverts his attention to top middle to collect the first camo of the game.
Love the series of events there from Bound. Knows that the kill's more important, and then even more important than that is the camo. Cycle, though, wins an important 1v1 here at U-turn.
A little bit shaky there from Bound. 2 dead for Optic Gaming. And it will be Shopify now who step into this bottom middle hill for the first time. One of the most difficult hills to hold. And Frosty's starting to get fired up as well, wins the individual fight, and he knows that he might be the guy that has to get Shopify going here. 3 dead for Optic.
You just saw that in the player cam. As you said, Frosty popping off, getting loud, and now an opportunity for some control here.
Hits the body onto Renegade, cleans him up. Formal knows the pressure is coming. Bodies him as well. Damage output with his shock rifle, superb from Frosty. But Bound in the feed is going to get that pick. Formal's going to re-challenge, and Formal will win that fight.
Good damage from both sides there. Take a look at the hill, though. 3 dead for Shopify, however, not before they put about 50% of the progress on the board.
Trying to see if Shopify get a split spawn here or spawn together. See the Bound is already trying to put pressure on. It is a split spawn. 2 of them in blue, 2 of them spawning in and around Yard and Tramp. So Optic are going to have their heads on swivels here. They managed to find 2. And Bound on the flank might find the 3rd as well. It's going to be Renegade who steals it away. But Optic fans and Optic players won't care. It's 3 players from Shopify in the death screen.
Back-to-back 3 dead there. Bound does very well to deny the driveway push as well, which forces things here over to Soda and Posters. Very good damage continues, however. Legend and Bound to the first to fall. It felt like Optic should have had the hold there. They get a little bit aggressive around driveway and Posters.
3 dead. Royal 2 with the camo as well. Spotted out by Formal momentarily. All of Optic now spawning together on the snipe side. There's an opportunity for Shopify Rebellion here to contain the players from Optic Gaming, as they will get into a pretty healthy lead. But this next team fight could decide which way this hill goes. That's why Royal 2 is being so careful.
Ooh, he's been spotted out. And just like you said, he knows that the picks are going to be more important here. He dumps out of the hill. Frosty falls again. They need to be careful. 2v1.
Had to challenge that situation. Camo was disappearing. Fights were being won by Optic elsewhere. And Optic Gaming, last shot is last alive, go into a slender lead on this bottom middle hill. Next fight will win the hill.
This is big here. 3v3 on the map.
Cycle finds one. Formal trades it out. 2v2 on the map right now, but Legend's nowhere near that hill. Renegade split across the map completely from Legend. The Frenchman on an island. He knows he has to get near that hill though. Renegade wins his fight, but if we trade it out immediately, Optic's starting to get back on the map. Legend now on the flank has played this absolutely perfectly. He's inside of this hill. 2 dead for Shopify. Cycle with the shock rifle though forces Legends to step out.
What, just bit by bit, you never see a hill end like this. This is such a good indicator and representation of what it is between these teams. They can only dip their toe in for a second and they realize there's too much to risk. They have to dip out. Still no one scoring yet on this first hill.
Legend playing this so well though. Playing his life beautifully. But Cycle's inside of that hill. Legend repulses backwards, and as he fades away, he closes the eyes of Cycle as well.
Big.
What a run this is from Legend. This is brilliance from Legend. The Frenchman plays his life perfectly. And because of that, Optic will be up by 1. It is a masterclass from Legend.
You have got to be kidding me. The patience from Legend, the execution, the micro, the way that he did that. Veteran plays from this young gun here. But he has been here before, and this man, he now knows championships after his last 12 months of professional Halo, and my God, did it ever show during that sequence.
We have a limited amount of time when we're commentating these games, but to go back and watch that live from Legend, there are so many brilliant decisions that were made that influence everything that happens afterwards. It was a perfect life. A killing spree, the way he was influencing spawns, the way he was staying alive, taking attention away. But now Renegade is taking his time to step into the limelight. It's a double kill for him.
And what a huge hill it was for a lot of reasons, most importantly because of how much game time has elapsed during that first hill and the battle that took place. There's only 2 minutes left on the game clock. It is huge, not just in the context of this series, but you could even say in the context of season stories for Optic to now be up 1-0 with only 1:55 on the clock in a game 3.
Legend at 11 and 5, staying alive, dancing around the pillars, and Royal 2 does not know how to tango. It's going to be 1-0 still, and time elapsing here for Shopify. They're 2 dead once again. Optic inside of this yard hill.
Shopify needs to figure it out. They need to figure it out now. This is Optic Gaming really holding down this area of the map, and they continue to score here.
Shopify can't get anywhere near this hill at the moment. 2 dead once again for Shopify. 3 dead for Shopify. And with the shots coming into the back of Legend, he's going to know exactly where that last player is. How good's Legend playing right now? He has no bullets left in his gun. And Optic are up by 2.
Up by 2 with all weapons out of ammo. You do not see this all the time. He has a lone plasma pistol to take to the next gunfight. 1:43 left on the clock. 1 a hill. And is that second hill the dagger for Shopify Rebellion, not just in the series, but in the tournament?
There's not many players you would say are dangerous even without
here he goes.
The starting weapon, but he still gets a trade with the plasma pistol. This man's on another level in this game.
He's going full Bear Grylls. Goes into combat with only what he could find on the ground and still gets the kill. And also, that paves the way for Renegade with a camo. 1:16 left on the clock, and Optic Gaming making this game 3 one to remember.
Well, Shopify, even though there's a minute and 10 seconds left on this clock, need to keep in mind that if they are clean on these hills, there is a chance for them to come back. But Optic don't look in the mood to give them a chance, to give them a sniff, to give them any opportunity of even getting to the right side of the map here. This is one of the most masterful performances of King of the Hill I've seen from a single POV. Legend has been insane.
He's 12 and 6, double positive in this game. What a performance from him as the Green Wall champ kicks off in the room for good reason. And they will continue to play time here. 39 seconds left.
Shopify do get inside of that hill though, and will be 4 dead. Optic will have to fight a little bit longer. 40 seconds might not sound like a lot, but when that clock stops, it's enough time. And Cycle is winning his first fight as well. Hold on to your horses.
Watch these next few picks. As you said, a big first pick from Cycle. If they could do it again and get more advantage here, they might be able to get this one without too much of the game clock slipping off.
Shopify are throwing everything they can at this. But they're outside of the hill right now. They need to solve that game clock. This is the problem for them. Yeah, the kills are great, but They've got to be inside that hill to give themselves enough time to formulate this comeback. Bound gets the kill, but will be traded out. It's 2 dead for Optic. And I wonder if Optic are going to try and think about maybe giving this one up and play for the spawns on the side, because that's where that next hill's going.
Shopify fully jumps out to slay at blue. It costs them a lot of time, however, they are going to get this hill by the looks of it. They should be able to get these last ticks. They do, but there's only 19 seconds left now. Who will win the rotate?
Excuse me, we'll go to the driveway next.
Team took the hill.
Camo will be picked up here by Renegade.
For free? No, it's burned!
It's 2 dead.
Huge burn. Can you imagine? 2 dead for Optic and it's a
The
burn
game clock is the
Last
problem
player
here.
alive.
They need to get in this hill. They need to get in this hill, though. Royal 2 is inside of that hill. And what do Optic do? They need one push.
They're going right away. Here they come.
Royal 2 has to hold this off, but has to stay near this hill. Has to stay in this hill. There's only 2 seconds left. Optic start to get some kills. It's a 2v2. Royal 2 cannot leave that hill. Optic flush him out, and Optic send Shopify Rebellion home. They sweep them 3-0 in our Elimination Bracket semi-final.
And Optic Gaming says, let there be no doubt. A lot of talk and a lot of chatter after that Game 7 win in Arlington. A lot of fans calling it a narrow win and not enough to give them the momentum. They had something different to say. It's a 3-0 clean sweep from Optic Gaming in your Elimination Semi-Final. Shopify Rebellion will exit in 4th.